So my name is Maria, and I am from the Mid-Atlantic region of the United States.
Okay, you didn't even have to say United States, really. You look with
you
that
never know.
hair,
You could go international, and
with
people
that
may
hair
want to
color, I
know.
was going to say, just say you're from Sweden.
Yeah, I'm from Sweden.
So you said what business you and Nikki are in. What industry is that?
So I'm actually an exercise physiologist, and I've been in fitness for 32 years.
Mhm.
And right now with COVID hitting, I was running social media for 4 of our gyms. We have huge gyms. We have a chain of them, and I was running social media for 4 of our gyms, and I was running corporate Instagram. And then I have my pageant background and I have a degree in marketing and I have a degree in community wellness. So just kind of all tied in. But yeah, I've been in fitness for 32 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so how long have you been with TikTok?
I joined TikTok at the end of 2019 and I did one video. And I was like, what is this TikTok thing? And I never went back to it. And then COVID hit and we were in quarantine.
Right.
And I saw this cute little video of someone doing planks to music. And I did that. And I was like, oh, this is kind of fun. And then the next thing I know, I do a video that goes viral. And I had no idea. I just made this video just for the heck of it. And my husband and I are real estate investors. I should have mentioned that too, because that's where our net worth comes from. One of our renters actually shared that viral video, and she went viral on Twitter with that video.
Really?
So really, that happened probably spring of 2020.
Right.
Yeah.
So it was you planking or something else?
No, it was no, I'm talking into the camera and I'm addressing white people. And I say, hey, white people, I'm the Karen lookalike. And if you think you can share your racist views with me, you've read the room wrong, bitch. I'm not a racist. And it went viral. I mean, it was like, it's still there, but millions and millions of hits on multiple platforms. And I just had no idea that people would relate to this blonde white lady saying that, hey, don't come to me with your racist shit because I don't want to hear it.
No, but you're very funny though.
Oh, thank you.
I guess you've always been funny, right? It's not like this platform.
Yeah, childhood trauma.
So what do you think about the state of affairs in terms of retribution and accountability? What do you think is going to happen?
You mean as far as the Capitol riots and if Trump will get indicted? Yeah, well, we know the Republicans are not going to indict him. I don't think we're going to get to the trial and there's going to be surprises and people will turn on him. I like your series that you're doing where you're focusing on the 10 Republicans that are speaking out. I like that. I think they deserve to, they've done horrible things, but horrible things. Like, our oldest son came out when he was 17. And so I was very motivated by making sure that the LGBTQ community had equal rights. So I marched in DC the day after Trump's inauguration. I was there with 1 million other women in DC and my son.
Women's March. Awesome.
Heck yeah, man. I was there. My sister was there. My niece was there. Had friends there. We were pissed off and we were marching. And to see the legislation that he passed, I believe it was over 40 pieces of legislation against the gay community, just really chapped my ass. I was like, I can't believe we were still fighting for this bullshit. And now I believe it's South Carolina basically has outlawed abortion. As soon as there's a heartbeat, you can't get an abortion in South Carolina. And I'm just like, I can't believe women are having to fight for this shit. And honestly, I live in a city where a lot of protests happened. And my tenants are primarily African-American. And I can't believe that the Black community isn't more outraged and pissed than they are because of the treatment that they've gone through. And I've had that conversation with my friends of color. I'm like, oh my God, why aren't you so angry? And they've said to me, we've been fighting for so long
Right.
that it's just like another day for us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where I'm like this woke middle-aged white woman going, why aren't you pissed off?
Right,
So
right.
seeing all that bullshit unfold, I can't believe that some people are finally going, oh, I'm going to leave the Republican Party. I'm like, well, why now? Like, where the hell were you 4 years ago when all this shit was going down, where Trump, admitted to sexual assault? I am just waiting and praying that his financial demise comes within the year. But I know he's raising a lot of money. A lot of people are sending him money for bullshit, like his trial, and thinking he's going to get reelected. So I had this long conversation with Nikki New yesterday. Like, I'm the optimist. So I'm like, oh, he's going to fade away. He's going to fade away. His power will be gone. His money will be gone. And Nikki's like, Maria, I would love to believe that, but I think he's going to come back bigger. And I don't think he's going to. I'm going to keep my optimism. I don't think he's going to come back bigger.
Yeah, I'm optimistic too. I don't think he's going to come back bigger. I think he's just going to be like a thorn on the rose for the rest of our lives. I think that he's going to forever just scam whoever he can scam. Since his businesses and that level of kind of luxury is completely not in sync with his market, either he's going to have to go into the Motel 6 business, or just price everything down accordingly to all of his gold toileted locations, So I feel like there's he hasn't reckoned, he's still glorified from what he's still, high on whatever.
The honeymoon phase is still in effect. Yeah. The honeymoon phase. And you still have the believers who think, oh, he's going to get in March. Like, what? People think he's going to be inaugurated March 4th.
I hope he tries. It's going to give us so much fodder.
But I do agree with you. He's in two industries. Golf is dying. The golf industry is dying because old people are dying off, and it's an old white rich sport for the most part, right? So Gen Z millennials, they don't have any interest in golfing, so his golf clubs are being affected. Golfing industry is being impacted, and then his hotels with COVID, and his brand name is so tarnished.
I mean, the point of any next election is that we have to adopt 4 or 5 states and put the focus. What Stacey Abrams did for Georgia, we need to do that either in Texas. We could try, I think Ohio might be worth a try if Tim Ryan decides to run, because apparently the field is open for the Republicans. Jim Jordan backed out, so he knows no one would vote for him except a pedophile or two.
I think 2022, people say, midterm elections, not as many people vote in 2022. I don't know about that. I think we're in a whole new awakening. Look what happened in Georgia. Look what happened. I mean, Biden needs to look at Stacey Abrams and just put her in charge of going national with whatever she did in Georgia.
I actually thought that she would take over the DNC job. I thought that would be an awesome place so she could turn 2 or 3 other states in the matter of the next 2 years for the midterms. But I think she wants to be the governor of Georgia come the midterms. So we have to give her that. We have to make sure she wins. We have to make sure she wins. You know what I mean? It's not a lock, because that Georgia is a bunch of fucking kooks in that state house. They're all Republicans,
Yeah, but you know what? They didn't overturn the election, and Trump tried. He tried. Did you see where he tried to confiscate the voting machines?
I mean,
he tried to actually confiscate the machines, and Georgia wouldn't let him. So there's a little glimmer of hope right there.
No, look, you're an optimist. I'm an optimist. I don't know. I don't know if it's in our Taurus DNA, but I just think that, again, no matter what, I was raised to believe that good always triumphs over evil, and I was raised by, my mom survived Dachau. So for me to really, truly believe that is a very real fact, because in the end, the Americans were the good and the Germans were the evil, whatever, but, and that the reason why I wanted to talk about retribution real quick is because even though I know what suffering my family and my family history and the heritage has gone through, it's like, it's not like I'm taking it out on Germans today. You know what I
Right.
mean? You have to, you forgive when you have to, there's a certain amount of forgiveness that has to come, that has to ooze out in order for you to cleanse your soul. But I'm not ready to do any of that with the Trumpers and the insurrectors, and you know what I mean? That's a luxury you are not getting from me. Not yet.
I agree. I agree with you. And hearing, Lindsey Graham say it's time to move on. What? We're in February. The crap happened last month. I'm right there with you. No. And here's the thing. When Obama came into office, remember McConnell said, we won't let him pass anything. And
Obama he'll be a one-term president.
That's right. We won't let him we won't let anything go past, our approval. So Obama had the House, he had the Senate, and he had the presidency, and he still tried to be bipartisan. He still tried to walk that fine line of being bipartisan, and it didn't help him. And I think Biden's administration, they remember what McConnell did.
Anyway, I just think, I was invited to be on a podcast yesterday with a Republican podcaster, a Trump supporter.
Really?
Yeah, Trump supporting. He found me through TikTok. He goes, I just want to spar with you, So
how'd it go?
I'm fine. I'm happy. Look, I'm the one promoting the 10 Republicans that I also can't stand, by the way. You know what I mean? So I'm fine to do this,
Yeah.
So, we were talking about it, and he's trying to understand. He goes, yeah, but why did you give him a chance when he got in the White House? And I was like, no, you know what I mean? He goes, but why? I said, because I'm from New York and he's from New York. And I've experienced him way too close up front and personal to know that he's a douchebag. I used to have a very popular blog from 2008 to 2012. And it was kind of like the Emperor's, it's kind of this, but in a blog form, just goofing on whatever is happening in the news. And I used to do this thing called the Gross Baboon of the Year Award. And Trump won it in 2012.
Yeah, New York, I think he had a 10% approval rating in New York City. My son lives in Williamsburg.
Okay.
So yeah. I mean, he was an unscrupulous businessman.
Sure. Anyway, so it was so he was trying to find a way to talk good about him. I said, look, people that are that hyper focused on money and luxury and aspiration, I'm never going to be okay with. It's not just him. There's a whole slew of people whose mission in life seems very vapid. And I just, do that. That's just.
I remember one of his first press conferences when COVID came out. I don't know if you remember this. For some reason, the Republicans that I know don't remember this at all. I remember him coming out, and my husband and I will just stand there and go, oh my fucking God, what the hell? And he came out, and instead of talking about the people who had died of COVID and what they were going to do to help with COVID, he spoke about how wealthy he was and that he didn't have to become president. I'm very, very wealthy. I didn't have to take this job on. And he nothing about COVID, nothing about the deaths. And I was watching this press conference with my mouth hanging open, and that didn't turn people off. What?
I don't get it. It's such a it's such a moral failing of his supporters. All right.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much,
Thank
Abe.
you for doing this.
Thank you for asking.